Hey Saber fans, so today I wanted to do a little showcase on my LGT Darkwolf Sabers, the Fallen Order V2. And also I think Crimson Dawn has this as well, and they named it the Defiant. Basically I wanted to do a showcase of, the customizations that I did to it, and also the reason why I'm doing a showcase is because I'm going to be selling this to a guy named William Porter on Facebook, and I wanted to do a video so you can really see what this saber is all about and what I did to it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first part here is that I did some black acrylic paint on the handle and pommel piece. It's nothing really permanent, so what I did is that I just brushed on the acrylic paint, did some light sanding to it so there's not really any residue or sticky feeling on here. It's pretty good. And I did a light clear coat on it. But if you really wanted to remove this, William, you can just, get some sandpaper or some water and a washcloth and just, get that off, and it'll be, that color right there, which is the same as the hilt. And for the pommel piece, what I did is that I did an acrylic wash with a light clear coat on it as well. And I hot glued some wires in there so that really gives it that, breaking and like circuit board messing up kind of look, And I also did some bending on the aluminum pieces here. On the actual hilt, I'll post a picture on it if I can, but you can see like these parts are like perfectly straight and parallel with the pommel piece. But I was like, if something breaks like that, it's not going to be just perfectly straight like that, right? It's not going to be perfectly parallel with that. It's going to be bent, and if I say broke it like this, it's gonna rip off like that, and it's gonna leave some of these bent pieces. It's not gonna be perfectly straight. So I bent these pieces, using a torch, and very slowly benting it so it's not gonna break off. And you can see the pommel piece, it can come off, but there's really no need to, because this piece right here, the handle and the emitter section, can come off right here, and you can access the chassis. So there's really no need to take this off, but if you really want to, you can, but there's really no need. I'm going up to the emitter section. I did some sanding to it, as you can see, to really give it that battle damage and like a weathered look. And what I did is that I used some gray metallic spray paint, and then I did some light sanding with some 220 and I think 300 grit sandpaper to really give it that that shine, like it's been through a lot. And yeah, and I think I really did enjoy the weathering process. It was really fun. You really get to be creative with it, and I think I really did a good job trying to make it as close to the game as possible, I'd say, for this type of design. And then I guess now we can move on to the chassis part. So first of all, this thing is a one button setup. So this part, there's no button behind it. It actually is a spring-loaded plunger that presses the button that's on the chassis. And in the chassis is running a Proffie 2.2, and I actually modified the Proffie board and put an accent LED so that it can show through the pommel, because this thing has holes that can emit light if you wanted to. So I did that, and I'll show you in a bit. But again, let me just do a quick 360 of it so you can see it. Really fun to do. It's really fun. Really fun. All right, and then I'll show the chassis. All right, so let's get into the chassis. You'll see that I did some modifications to the Proffie board. And you can see right here, I have the accent LED shown right here. And basically, I just looked at the wiring diagram and then followed where it said to solder the pieces. And then I rerouted the wires onto here. And then I rerouted it around the speaker so that it can slide into the chassis. And just to show you what I did here is that you have to make sure that these wires are kind of snug next to the speaker area right here so that it can slide in there like this. I usually pinch here and then let it slide in, and then you're good. And then you can just take it out. You don't really want to tug on these because if these come off, you're gonna have to resolder them, but you know, I'm pretty sure you'll be careful with it. And you go like that, okay? For the core, if you really want to take out the core, you can unscrew this piece and then this thing comes off. There's really no need for you to do it, but you know, say if you want to like take off the PCBs, or if it's broken on the top and you want to switch out that PCB with something newer or a new piece, you can. So let me just take this off. It comes off like that, and then you can just take the piece off like that if you want. So you can see that it's the core, and it just has this area right here because you can see on the top part right there, you see how like there's a little groove on top. So what you have to do is that you have to just sand this part down so that you can fit it in there. And what you do is that you just kind of like squeeze the top part and you just kind of line it up with that groove, and then it should just all go in like that. And then you'll see this hole right here, you just match it with the gold piece right there. So you just look in there and then you wait until you see the hole popping through, and then you basically just put it back on like that. And the button on the top, it's a one button setup. If I again, so what it is that it's just like a plunger that presses the actual button underneath the board, right? And I'll just showcase you right now. So let's put the battery in. You just want to make sure, obviously, the negative goes to negative, positive goes to positive. So you can see here that there's a negative sign there, and that this battery will be included with your purchase. So you just make sure you put the negative with the negative. You can see a booting up sound, and I also had different booting up sounds to it too that I programmed in there. This is obviously Kestis.
I guess it's about time I find out who I am.
Right, and basically, yeah. So now I'll just showcase it real quick, and then we can get moving. All right, so I added the blade in, the retention screws right there and there. It's a 1-inch blade. So let's turn this on. You can see it has the blue accent LED, and it'll match the blade. So it has smooth swing, obviously, because it's a Proffie blaster. Lightning block, yeah. Flash on clash, and then lockup. Yeah, and then I have gesture features on here. So you twist to retract, swing on, and then you also have thrust on. You have to make sure it's like perfectly straight. Yeah. All right, and I'll show like 2 more sound fonts. So Smooth Jedi. You see it's purple. And I added like a purple with like a magenta like accent swing. So when you swing it, it'll be swinging a magenta. But again, if you don't like any of like the configs that I put on there, you can change it yourself through the config file. It's on the SD card. I'm assuming that you know what Proffie is all about. So yeah, but if you don't, we can talk about it on Facebook. Okay, show 2 more. Ascension. It's a green one. You see it's green in there, right? Goes off, and then, oh sorry, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The buttons can be kind of finicky, but you just have to make sure you're like, and the buttons, it really tells you like how long you're supposed to press it, or else the Proffie board will think, oh, you're doing a tap, or you're doing like a tap and hold, or a double tap. So you have to really make sure you're really, you know, doing a tap, or, you know, you don't want to be just like going in the middle, because it'll be confused on what you're looking for or what you're trying to do. But if you didn't hear that, that was Talon Malicos from Fallen Order. And it's red in there with a white. Right. So yeah, that was the quick showcase of it, William. Man, this was really fun to do, the weathering and the config file on the Proffie board to customize it. There's like 15 other sound fonts in there, but some of them were stock that comes with it, but I'll let you see it. And there's some that I added in there myself, but yeah, it's really, really good, man. You know, I'll send this out to you whenever you're ready to do the payment. I already sent a request for the purchase, and whenever you do, I will send this out to you either the same day, depending on when you pay it off, or the next day. All right, really, really fun to do. And I do offer some weathering service if anyone else was interested and you like the design that I did. I can do this for you as well. Just comment down below if you're interested, or, you know, have any questions about how I did the weathering and the accent LED and stuff. Yeah, and that'll be it, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.